My name is Matthew Chaffin, and I'm part of Total Exteriors. We're a roofing and siding contractor, mainly situated in the state line between Wisconsin and Illinois, but we're servicing all the way north in Wisconsin and about midway through to Illinois at the moment.
Awesome, awesome. And you've done a couple of our services, or done for you recruiting, or done for you university, and we kind of focused
Mhm.
on helping you build out your entire new hire training university for one to two, maybe three roles first, and now you're in the middle of launching recruiting. But tell us a little bit about what training was like before working with Sales Recruiting University on the new hire onboarding side.
Mhm. Before it was truly just confusion. We didn't really have a firm understanding of how to structure and how to situate all the content that we had and that we wanted to convey to our sales representatives and to our inside representatives effectively. And so I think one of the best solutions that you provided and your team provided was being able to compress everything down into a digestible format that made sense from us, made sense for the end user, and was a streamlined process from start to finish.
Love it, love it. What's it been like working with our team members?
Oh, seamless. Instant responses, even after the actual trainings have been published. I've been emailing Nessa, and she's been very responsive with any questions I may have, any passwords that I misplaced or anything like that. She's been very, very good. So I've been very thankful.
Love it, love it. And so before you felt like it was kind of clunky, and also you guys were
Mhm.
doing it live, and maybe
Yeah.
information overload, and now we've
Mhm.
kind of simplified it. It's in videos, documents, quizzes, and your
Mhm.
own custom new hire training university that's automated. So that's saving time. Kind of help
Mhm.
me understand some of the comparables and contrast what you were doing before and what's available now in
Mhm.
terms of time savings, maybe.
For one, allowing our founder a bit more freedom to be outside, actually be engaging with customers, to be working a bit more administratively, because it's
That's
always
good.
useful, for onboarding. But it's a huge time sink. It's an important one, but it is a huge time sink, and we need to effectively manage one of our most important resources. I believe it's your opening video that time's the one thing you really can't get back, and you have to manage well. So really freeing up our admin side has been a huge aspect of that. um, I'll say that we would go into each training situation kind of open-ended. We'd say, these are the group that we have. This is kind of how they're responding to our opening day. Let's
Hmm.
tailor it based off of that. So we didn't necessarily have a standardization as much as we had standards, and we would work through that. And so sometimes those trainings would be longer, sometimes they'd be shorter, but it was largely because we didn't have that standard, that rote itemization to go
Yeah.
through. And so I think that's one of the greatest benefits here is that now everybody knows that they're starting pretty much at the same place. They're doing the same trainings. And if we ever needed to do supplemental, which we will be, we can always create anything more and then assign it to them or reassign existing
Yeah.
modules that you've created.
Love it. So not only for ownership, but also for reps, the entire thing is structured and simple to follow, and you can execute on it
Mhm.
now. It's not all over the place. Give me an
Mhm.
understanding of like the average time savings for you guys. I know it sounds like the
Sure.
owner was heavily
Mhm.
involved in the onboarding processes. Sounds like how much time weekly do you think he's saving now?
Oh, I'd say easily a day or two and just full, his whole time would be synced up here, just doing nothing but this. And it's effective, but I think that there's a benefit to being the special guest, as it were, especially with a position in company.
Yeah, love that. Love
I,
that.
I would say easily in a week, for him alone, probably 48 hours minimum. I mean, if he was doing every single day, I'd say,
Mhm.
10 hours a day, roughly speaking, 50, 60, 70 hours just of his own time that he would be investing that he would otherwise be doing something else. But as a standard week, about 48 hours, I'd say, and then in a month, I'd say that we can save easily a week or two alone in just onboarding time because now we don't have to worry about
Yeah.
where our markers are for success. We now have those baked in when it comes to the training program. And if they aren't hitting those markers at the end of the day, maybe it's not the best fit, or maybe there's a different position that they may be better in, like canvassing, better than the sales rep. So we're
Yeah.
able to have a little bit more engagement and have a bit more robustness. So we're not just losing out on that hiring, which is a big investment at the end of the day. And we'd like to have that be fruitful, whether or not it's in the sales position, it might end up being the inside or the canvasser. So that's a really nice, robust aspect of your program is that it helps us really switch gears if need be, but also have that standardization.
Love it. So what I'm hearing is more structure, easier,
Mhm.
bandwidth to cover on average, just the CEO, and I'm sure there's others like you involved in the process too that are
Yep.
saving time. He's saving at least 40 hours per month, so on average 10 hours per week. And you guys can grow
Mhm.
more quickly because onboarding is not a nightmare too. So love that. Love that.
Yeah,
A couple more
exactly.
questions. Yeah, what's exceeded your expectations, within this program or working with our
Mhm.
team, and if anything at
Mhm.
all?
Mhm. For one, I liked the integration between some of the new age tech, when it comes to AI, when it comes to the voiceovers and such, as well as your own integrations. I really like that because Jason has taken a lot of, I think, your teachings to heart and really expounded upon that for us. And I remember from my own training and such, when I was listening to some of the videos, I go, oh, that's very familiar. I remember that. And so it's a very seamless integration, I would say, between the
Mm.
admin, between the program, between the actual workers themselves. Um, yeah.
Love that. Great answer. Great answer. Great answer. And so
Yeah.
obviously this video was about the university, and I'm sure we'll do
Mhm.
one of these about the recruiting service. You're launching that too soon, which is really exciting. But what would you say to a company, whether it's an outside company or a client that's considering the Done For You university program? What would you say to them in terms of, considering to work with us in this area of their business?
That you are comprehensive yet expedient, you're responsive yet detailed. You exceeded my expectations on each stage. Not only were typically you end up having to wait on me to end up reviewing everything, which is exactly how I would love it. And I think that's probably the best way I could probably put it is that you guys were so expedient, so comprehensive, and so well done that ultimately the bottleneck was me having to just go through and just make sure, yep, everything was perfectly fine, not you guys. You guys did everything well.
Love it. Love it. Well, that's it, Matthew. Thank you so
Mhm.
much for your time today. Appreciate the
Of
kind
course.
words. The team will love this. You have a good rest of your day. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you, Ryan. God bless. Bye bye.